the Society of St Vincent de Paul. We are now entering upon that formal organization we have long wished for. It has been delayed, for our association has already existed some years. But were we not bound to ascertain that God wished that it should continue, before determining the form which it should assume? Was it not necessary that it should be well established, that it should know what heaven required of it, that it should judge what it could do by what it had done, before framing its rules and prescribing its duties? Now we have only to embody, as it were, in regulations, usages already followed and loved. And this is a guarantee that our rules will be well received by all, and will not be forgotten. Our little association for a time bore the name of by the Conference of Charity of St Vincent de Paul, because this was the name under which it was commenced, and in order that we might not forget the circumstances of its origin, which no one in particular can attribute to himself. Some among us, whilst devoting ourselves to the defense of the dogmas of religion, in the then very stormy discussions of literary societies, thought that it was not enough to speak, but that we should also act. Hence came the works of charity to which they devoted themselves, hence the Conference of Charity, having become numerous, and being obliged to divide into sections moreover, many of us desiring to meet together in other towns, where we were to reside thenceforth. The name of conference has continued to be applied to each of those sections, all of which are comprised under the common denomination of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. We must ever avoid giving to our undertaking the name of any particular member, whatever may have been his individual services, or of the places in which we assemble, for fear we may accustom ourselves to look upon it as the work of man. Christian works belong to God alone, the sole author of all good. Our association originated in religious motives. We must, therefore, look for the rules of our conduct nowhere but in the spirit of religion, in the examples and words of our Saviour, in the instructions of the Church, in the lives of the saints. Such are the reasons why we are placed under the patronage of the Blessed and Immaculate Virgin and of St. Vincent de Paul, to whom we owe peculiar devotion, whose footsteps we must sedulously endeavour to follow. It pleased Jesus Christ first to practice that which afterwards he was to teach mankind. Copit facere et docere. We are Latin. Desirous of imitating that divine model so far as our weakness will allow. The object, then, of this conference is, first, to sustain its members by mutual example in the practice of a Christian life. Secondly, to visit the poor at their dwellings, to carry them succor in kind, to afford them, also, religious consolations, remembering these words of our Master: not in bread alone doth man live, but in every word that proceedeth from the mouth of God.